About a year ago, I bought this 2011 Polaris Sportsman XP 550 EPS. I'd never owned an ATV before, I didn't even know what to expect. Now it's been a full year. I've used it almost every day on our land, for hauling, for building, for getting around. And today, I want to walk you through that story again. How I found it, what I was worried about, and what it's really been like to own a 15-year-old machine that I bought completely blind. We have a plot of land where we're building a small cabin, and walking back and forth with gear, wood, tools, that got old real fast. I knew I needed an ATV, something tough, reliable, but not crazy expensive. I had a $3,000 budget, so I started with Facebook Marketplace. Tons of used ATVs, but most were 10-15 years old with really high mileage. And that's the problem. When people use these things for hunting or trails, they get beaten up. You don't want to buy someone else's worn-out toy. Then I found out about insurance auctions, where they sell ATVs recovered after theft. That's where I spotted this Polaris XP 550 from 2011. It looked solid, but here's the catch. It didn't have a battery. No way to check mileage. But I took a chance, paid $2,500 at auction. And when I finally got a new battery installed, it had only 826 miles on it. That's almost nothing for a 15-year-old machine. This is my first ATV. I've never even had a motorcycle before, so this thing felt powerful right out of the gate. When I kick it into 404, it pulls. I don't know what other people expect, but for me, it felt like it could climb anything. It's also got a full street legal package, turn signals, mirrors, horn, even registered for the road by the previous owner. And it came with a factory Polaris winch, which has already saved me a couple times. So I started going through everything. Two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive, works. All the lights, turn signals. Winch, fully functional. Gears shift perfectly. For a 2011, this thing is in way better shape than I expected. Even the plastic is in decent condition, just a few scuffs. It's not just for looks, I use it. I've taken it down rough trails, used the winch to pull it out of mud, even dragged logs and supplies. And when I'm flying down a dirt road, it still feels planted and stable. If you're thinking about buying a used ATV, especially an older one, here's what I'd tell you to check. Frame cracks, especially near the A-arms. Suspension, bushings, shocks, joints. The condition of the plastic might not be a deal breaker, but gives clues. Make sure it shifts smoothly in and out of all gears. And of course, that the winch works, if it has one. Mine passed all those checks. Only real issue? The battery drains kind of fast. I think there's a slow draw somewhere in the wiring, maybe a stuck relay. It's not a huge deal. I just disconnect the battery if I'm not using it for a while. Unless I let it sit for a couple months, it's fine. I use this thing constantly, carrying firewood, tools, buckets, whatever. The only thing I added was a rear cargo rack and a tow hitch, since I plan to get a small trailer for hauling materials. One small upgrade I actually love, these Benlari tie-down anchors. They pop right into the lock and ride system, no tools, twist and lock. I've got both black and orange. I use them to secure everything, chainsaws, firewood, toolboxes. They hold tight, flex just enough, and they don't chew up my ratchet straps. Cheap little mod, but super useful. So, would I recommend buying an older ATV from an insurance auction? If you're careful, absolutely. Check the right things, know what you're getting into, and don't expect perfection. This thing is nearly 15 years old, but with only 860 miles, it's practically new to me. And for $2,500, total win. I'm going to do an oil change soon, and maybe finally grab that trailer. If you're thinking about buying something like this, what's stopping you? Leave a comment. What would you want to use an ATV for? Thanks for watching. I'll see you out on the trail.